Hello guys, so welcome back to another video. There's something called r slash am I the blank hole. So I'm gonna be reading some of the posts and putting them in this video because it's literally just empty noise. So am I the let's just replace the word the blank hole with jerk, okay? Am I the jerk for not picking my parents up from the airport? The original poster, a 28 years old female, parents, both in their late 50s, were recently on a month-long vacation. A day before they returned, I called them to chat. They mentioned that they bought me a pair of shorts and jokingly, or so I thought, said that I would have to pick them up from the airport in order to get them. I assumed that they were joking because they live 15 minutes from the airport and Ubers were cheap. Also, my parents have a lot of money, whereas I live about 40 minutes from the airport and an hour from their house. So it take me about 2 hours to pick them up from the airport and drop them off at home. I assumed wrong. Their flight got in at around 7:30 a.m. on a Saturday, and my dad called me as soon as they landed. I was still in my pajamas at this point, asking about when I'd be there to pick them up. I explained that I assumed that they were joking, since it would be a pretty big inconvenience for me to get up at 6 a.m. and spend 2 hours in my car on a Saturday morning so they didn't have to Uber. Not to even mention the fact that I would be paying more for gas and tolls than they would for their Uber. Both of my parents got really mad and tried to get me to quickly jump in my car and go pick them up, but I declined as politely as I could, explaining the fact that I had a lot to get done that day as I was preparing for a home renovation. It has now been over 3 weeks since this incident, and they are still mad at me. They're saying that as their daughter, I should want to do anything for them. I do try to help them out whenever they ask for it, but in this case, I think spending this much time and money just to make their 15-minute drive slightly more enjoyable wasn't warranted. I honestly forgot about this situation and called my mom to ask if she would feed our cats on one day when we were away. My parents are always our last resort when it comes down to the cats. But there is one day during our vacation where all our family and friends are away, and she went off on me about the Uber situation. She said that I am a hypocrite and that I would have to order and pay for a taxi or for them if I want them to come. I have been feeling pretty bad about the whole situation, but I know they never would have picked me up if the role had been reversed. So am I the jerk for not helping out my parents? As a lot of the comments are saying, they are not jerk as all the adults are meant to be responsible. But one specific comment said, what kind of parent makes someone take a 2 hour drive with no arrangements when they had the money to afford whole plane tickets because they had no plans on how they make it the 15-minute journey home until a day before they return? No, you are not the jerk, as your parents cannot expect you to just drop everything to suit their needs. They should be more responsible with their timing or whatever they're doing. Like, you can't just expect your kid to just, oh, my parents in need, let's just completely stop everything. Oh no, my parents forgot to plan ahead of time. Time to stop everything just to suit their needs again. You can't expect someone to do that. The parents should really have to think about their time management and all that. It's kind of their own fault as they're the ones who didn't plan ahead of time and now expecting this OP just drop every single thing they're doing. Oh, you're doing important work, too bad, pick us up now. So you're not the jerk. I'm the jerk for hitting my bully. So here's the story. I was bullied at my old school for 4 years. It was something I dealt with for a long time, and it really took a toll on me. One Thursday during PE, after class had ended, my classmates were heading out to break time. I was a bit cautious, looking out to see if my bully was around. He kept staring at me, and it made me really anxious. As I was lining up with my classmates, waiting for the teachers to sign us in, I felt like someone tapped me on the shoulder. I turned around and saw my bully right there. He looked at me and kept saying, "Are you watching me?" over and over again. At that moment, I was so angry and frustrated that I was about to punch him. But before I could, he grabbed my arm and that's when the fight started. I was mad and I fought back, landing some punches like I was Mike Tyson or something. We both got hurt and after the fight we were taken to talk to the teacher and staff about what happened. Later, when I went to get my lunch, I noticed my bully wasn't around. I asked my friend where he was and she told me he left because I punched him. When I got picked up from school, my stepdad mentioned to my mom how I had punched my bully. My mom then told me she got an email from the school saying that she needed to attend a meeting with the staff and teachers. During the dinner with a friend, my mom told me that I was close to being expelled from the school for hitting my bully and defending myself. I felt like my whole life flashed before my eyes, and when the teacher walked in to talk to us about the fight, it all happened so quickly and I'm still processing it. So, am I the jerk for hitting my bully after being pushed to the edge? Well, what the original post basically saying now is that she is getting tired of this random crap that this bully is putting her through. So she's just completely at her breaking point and couldn't stand it anymore. So she, as the last resort, she decided to hit him. And apparently, defending yourself is now against the school rules, as she states on here that the school, well, defending yourself is apparently against the rules. Well, the one thing for sure, you have a horrible school. Like, if your school can't even afford to protect you, can only tell you to, oh, stop fighting, when you're the one being the victim, that's a school. It's a horrible school. That school should not deserve to be a school. Schools handle bullying like, oh, you guys gotta deal with it yourself. And when we actually deal with it yourself, they're like, oh, why y'all fighting? Yeah, I wonder why. Anyway, next story. Am I the jerk for leaving my girlfriend because she cheated on me and lost a V card in the process? So here is some background. I'm a 16-year-old male and I just had the worst breakup I've ever had because, as the title suggests, my girlfriend of 2 years ended up cheating on me 5 times and lost a V card, if you know what I mean. A V card essentially means her virginity in this case. So what the original poster currently is saying that is the girlfriend lost her virginity while cheating on him. So that's kind of a bummer. And up until this point, I had no idea what was going on and I thought everything was fine until one day she started acting suspicious. And that night, she told me that she didn't want to talk because she was talking to a friend of ours, and that friend, will call her Bella, that's not her real name. Bella told me that she had no idea that we were even started dating, and she used it as a cover up so she could see other guys, and she ended up losing her V card in the process. So as soon as I found this out, I immediately texted her and gave her one chance to come clean, and she immediately denied it. And so I told her that we were done. And ever since then, she's tried to paint me as the bad guy, even though I've done nothing wrong, and at this point, I seriously don't know what to do. Update. So I went to school today and I was questioned by a lot of people taking sides. I explained that my now ex-girlfriend cheated on me and only about half of them believed me, but most of them were all good friends of mine and the others were super angry at me, and I didn't know why until I got on the school Snapchat page. I saw that my ex had posted lying videos saying that how much I abused her and how much of a jerk I was and that no one should ever date me, and I was even called to the office by the school cops. And the principal asked if it was all true and I firmly said that it was all a lie and she was the one lying to everyone so she could get off scot-free. And for those who had questions about Bella, the friend of ours, who didn't really know about this, well, Bella has no social media and we don't really see her often. And I just never said anything about the relationship, and she only found out when I called her on the night before to her home phone and I explained everything. She was rightfully upset about it and completely cut ties with my ex. So now I made a post on the school Snapchat this morning explaining everything about what was going on, and most people believe me because some people knew that she could take a story too far, but in a way that it was believable. When the staff got to the post, they were not happy with her, and when the principal found out that she had been doing the devil's tango with his son in the bathrooms at lunch, she had her suspended for 2 weeks and he took his son off the football team. Oh my god. One final update. For those of you who are unhappy about the punishment for the principal's son, don't worry, he got what was coming to him. This morning, I recently found out that he got suspended for 3 weeks and now has detention for 2 months. On top of that, he now has to clean up the school grounds for a month after school as well. And as for my ex, she was going to have just a 2-week suspension, and now she also got her locker searched and they found something. The school cops found a pack of weed and a couple of vapes, which is the biggest violation at our school, and she ended up getting expelled. So I can confidently say that you are not the jerk because she was the one who cheated on you and now she's trying to pin all the blame on you when she is the one wrong. She is now just telling people that you are the one who made the mistake, the one who abused her, when you did absolutely nothing wrong. You were there for her, you cared for her, you loved her. Well, all past tense now, considering that the fact that she cheated on you 5 times. No, you are not the jerk. Kick her to the curb, leave her there, make sure she gets splashed by a puddle. So, it's honestly just astounding the fact that she managed to even get vapes and weed into a school locker. So yeah, as what you said, she got what was coming to her, as well as the principal's son. So, you're not the jerk, and that's all I gotta say for this one. And I'd also like to take this time to talk about my teacher's new business. This is a very good vitamin C. The number you saw earlier in the partner video, call that and she'll be able to take your order. So just give that number a call and you get your product once you pay. It's really good, I've tested it. It actually does help. Bye guys. Don't worry, the rest of this video will be safe somewhere.